Alright, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmine Brianna Ellison. The name of this channel is Forever Untouchable. And on this channel, we cover topics regarding motherhood, fertility, co-parenting, and the divine feminine, especially regarding emotions. In this video today, we will be doing Is My Crush Stepdaddy material. What we do here on YouTube is we touch base on generalized topics, fun topics, but what we do on my website is we go a little bit deeper into the 18 plus topics, make it a little nastier, a little dirtier, a little raunchier, but also it's a little bit more shadow work on my website, which is foreveruntouchable.com. So if you're interested in some of the sister readings or deeper versions of the readings you're watching here on YouTube, you can go ahead and apply for a membership, or I apologize, just join and get a membership. Right now, memberships are on sale for $7.77, and the link will be in the description. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some energy on Is My Crush Stepdaddy material. As you guys can see, I've already pre-shuffled, and the reason for that is because I am now recording these readings in between my baby's wake windows. You know, I'm a new mom and I want to stay consistent on this channel, so I've been recording these readings during his naps for the past couple weeks and just trying to get a bunch of content for you guys. So with this reading, we'll be doing about 15 minutes into each topic. Another thing you guys are going to learn about me that I've learned about myself is I do not like doing pick-a-card readings. So what you'll notice is that the piles will have specific things that should or shouldn't resonate with you. So in this one, what we're going to do is pile number 1 is if you've ever been intimate with this person who is your crush, your lover, the person you desire to like be with, or that you've already been with sexually. On this side, it will be a crush that you've never been intimate with. It could be a friend, it could be somebody that you desire to move forward with or desire to be sexual with, but not necessarily someone that you have been intimate with. This energy is purely energy from afar. Yeah, this is afar energy and this is up close and personal energy. So what I just want to say, guys, is that as single mothers, I think that we get a bad rap on social media in the sense that like we're used up, or that we're not like good viable options for relationships, and this is just so far from the truth. I think that in the celebrity world you see it a lot more, and I also think that in different cultures you see it a lot more, that once a woman is single after having children, she can have marriage and a life fulfilling. But I think that in hip-hop culture, it's kind of this thing like this baby mama. Once you're someone's baby mama, you can't necessarily be someone's wife. And I think that I'm using this as an example because I don't like to idolize famous people, but I do think that Sierra and Russell Wilson are a great example of that, right? Sierra was with this person, Future. The relationship did not work, and she ended up finding like the love of her life, having multiple other children, and he is basically like a stepdaddy to her kid, and also daddy to her other kids that she had. And that could be us, that could be you. Like, it is possible. Now, once again, I do not like to idolize famous people, but I do think that it is because we don't really know what happens behind the scenes of their relationship. So I'm not going to sit here and say like they're in this beautiful loving union and they're perfect for each other, they're twin flames. I don't know that because I definitely never picked up energy on them too, because I wouldn't bother. And also number 2, I don't know them personally, but this is a general reading, and I do think it's important to talk about general topics or general examples that could resonate with you. So if you know who those people are and you understood what I was saying, great. If not, just understand that the point of it all is it is possible. You are not used up. You are not undesirable just because you have a child, okay? So we're going to go ahead and jump into this energy. We're going to go ahead and do the ones that were intimate first, and I will leave timestamps in the description. And maybe you're someone who has been intimate with one person, but you got your, eye on someone else as well, and you're curious. So what we did here is we have general energy. I did a general energy with a tarot and my favorite Tao oracles. But I also have some more tarot cards to pull up on the situation. some words of wisdom from our Flowers of the Night Oracle, and kind of a what lies in the future card with the Moonology. So that's going to be the vibe we're following here, guys, okay? So number one is the general energy is companionship. Now, what I will say is when I was shuffling for the tarot for the general energy, I asked a specific question and I said upright means are they stepdaddy material, and reverse meant are they not stepdaddy material. This came out in the upright, so 100%, let's just go off the rip. Yes, the person you are sleeping with is stepdaddy material, or the person in your mind's eye. We have companionship, mutual respect, shared goals, interdependence, agreement, strengthening bonds. This card represents two things for me that are not listed here. Number one is it's 13, which is the death card in tarot, so it also represents new beginnings, and also it is the card of my twin flame card. I'm not gonna go ahead out here and say that you're 100% with your twin flame, but this is given twin flame energy, which is very beautiful, and I will be doing some twin flame readings up here, so stay on the lookout for that if you want more clearance or clarifiers. Then we have the sun, which is marriage, happiness, and bright prospects. And you notice there's literally a child on the card riding the horse with the red flag. Basically, I'm getting this energy of like conquering red flags. No longer choosing or being with people who have qualities that are questionable. And I'm also getting that this person is very willing to interlock with you and to do the day-to-day with you. You guys will have shared goals regarding the children, regarding life, not only in business. My baby just woke up. But what I do see here is that there's been a slow uprise to this relationship. It looks like your lover could need more confidence, especially with this Fool reversed here. It looks like they're not jumping on the leap of faith. It seems as if there's very cyclical energy. It could be that they're closing up past wounds just as much as you're closing up past wounds. It could be that there was a death in their life, and this could be a spiritual death, a metaphorical death, or an actual death in their life that really affected them, and it's causing them to be wary about starting anew. They haven't gone through that process of death, rebirth, life cycle, and that's what they're really learning. And that's what the zeros and the cyclical circular energy that I'm feeling is here for this person. The Ace of Wands does show new beginnings, birth, new ideas, and creation. So I'm sensing that you 100% may have babies with this person. Marriage, babies, the whole nine. We have Four of Pentacles here, which is money improvements, more coming your way. It does feel like both you and them want to focus on building a healthy relationship, but you guys are also super duper focused on having financial goals, and I think that's where the shared goals comes into play. Then we have the Page of Cups here, which is a young woman to 25 years old, basic good news. I know it sounds silly, but whenever I get that card, there's other meanings for this card, and I'm going to go into that. But whenever I get this card, it always signifies to me that you listening to this reading is good news for some reason. But more importantly, with this basic good news, I don't know, for some reason, intuitively speaking, guys, I'm seeing like a nurse telling you that you're pregnant. And what I'm hearing is that this pregnancy is not going to scare off your person. They are going to embrace you. I feel like you're scared for some reason that you're going to have like 2 baby daddies, and that's just not the energy I'm picking up on. I'm sensing that you have a baby daddy, but that you're going to have a husband. So we also have communication and sensuality. I think that communicating your feelings is super important right now. And I think that you really, I don't want to say put pressure, because it's not pressure, like, which I would never recommend anyways, but I don't think that you need to overwhelm your lover with how you feel, but I think you need to make it clearer, because I don't feel like it's 100% clear to them, especially with the sensuality. I feel like they could have feelings and you could have feelings, but they're underlying, and it could be disguised by this lust or this sexual tension, but underneath it is some very, very real feelings. I feel like you guys are very much at the surface level. I think that I think you guys are at that like some very surface level part of the relationship, and you guys are both scared to dive a little bit deeper. But it's like you guys are like putting your toes in the water, but you guys can dive into the deep end with each other. And I just think that there's a lot of fear about what that will entail. So let's go ahead and read the communication. We have time for discussion, speaking up, and ensuring that you are really heard. What needs to be said or communicated more clearly. Is your truth, your message, your meaning being fully understood? Take extra notice of what is being shown and shared with you, as you could easily miss some very important points. This is a chance to share your passion through creative expression and to gain more interest in what it is you do. This energy extends to opportunities to change jobs, gain promotions, sell creative works, and to obtain positions to share your work more widely. Truth is being heard at this moment. Okay guys, just a heads up, I did put my baby in the jumper, so you may hear some jumping, but I do feel like we are all moms here, so I think that it will be something that you guys understand and don't hold against me. Okay, so truth is being heard at this moment, and you may need to forget the past and trust in the future so you can enjoy today more fully. Be very careful of gossip, being misrepresented, or doing things which may not align with your truth. Affirmation: I speak with truth and clarity, and the keywords are communication, trust, discussions, sharing, expression, and defensiveness. Number one, with the defensiveness, here's silly. Be wary if your partner is defensive when you express your emotions. Like, don't take it personally. They could need to come to a realization without being pushed. Number one. Number two, who I'm feeling is actually going to be defensive is going to be the father of your child. They're going to be extremely defensive, extremely wary about you moving on, and I feel like a sense of like them just trying to hold you back overall. But we're not tapping into their energy because this reading's not about them, but just be wary of that. Now, with this money, the Four of Pentacles, and when I talked about you guys both being on your money, you guys could both be entrepreneurs or trying to go on a journey of entrepreneurship. That could be together or it could be individual. But what I'm sensing is that in the meantime, you're supposed to be focusing on that journey, developing the dream, developing the vision, working on it, getting it together, making a plan, because then when they come in and if they are matching you with that energy, either you guys can fulfill this goal together, achieve this goal together, or you guys will achieve it separately and then come together and have a very good financial foundation to do the things that you guys want to do together. And then we have sensuality, and we have closer relationships and step towards greater intimacy are indicated. Relationships may progress and move to another level, and you may find you are yearning for more physical fulfillment in other areas of your life as well. Yes, communication, that's wild. Communication is the key to receiving what it is you really want. Those working with spirit and spirituality will find greater clarity. This can be both positive and challenging, so be very sure to stay grounded. If you are seeking a resolution or answer, perhaps you may find you need to be more empathetic. Do you understand the deeper emotional layers, which may not be at first apparent? What did I say? Oh my goodness. One can get carried away under the energy of this flower or card. So be very sure you are happy to be as free as your emotions allow. Promiscuity, infidelity, and becoming ungrounded too easily are challenges to be wary of. And the affirmation is, I am sensually alive and free. And the keywords are sensuality, intimacy, spiritual sensitivity, kinship, communication, and promiscuity. I think that a big thing to be wary of, especially with the solar sensual energy here, with the solar energy here, the sun over here on their heads, is ego. I think also being empathetic of your partner or your lover or your desired future husband is very important here. I would really implore you guys to watch some of my older twin flame readings to understand more about twin flames and how we have to be more patient and also work more on self than we do on the relationship. And I think that that will be very helpful. I think, especially what it said, I think that it's not apparent that this person wants you more fully, but I think that there are signs and things that you need to attune to. And I also think communication, I think communication here is very important, but I don't think communication is talking about with your partner or with this lover. I think communication is talking about with your spirit guides and with your own body. I think that you need to listen to your body. How do you feel when you're with this person? I think you need to listen to your spirit guides and ask your spirit guides and say, they are the one, that's who I want to be with. And then what we have here for what the future lies is stepping out of your comfort zone. North Node. I highly suggest checking to see if your North Node is in the 5th house or if your North Node is in one of the fire signs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. I would think your North Node is either in the 5th or it could be, check like the present transitions, it could be moving into your 7th house as well. That's the vibe I'm getting. All right, so we have North Node, step out of your comfort zone. There's a strong feeling when you get this card that it is time to leave the past behind somehow, because you are headed in the right direction. Like, leave your baby daddy alone, 100%. Leave the pain and suffering alone, 100%. If you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards doing the things that scare you within reason, which is including your creative endeavors, your business endeavors, your idea to change jobs or do something else for yourself, turn a hobby into a career. This card is all about living your life purpose, which is possibly what you've asked about, which is a life purpose, because with twin flame energy or soulmate energy, it is our purpose as women to go ahead and procreate, but it's also our purpose to nurture and to create other things as well, right? Like, we don't just nurture our children. We don't just create and nurture children. We can create and nurture ideas. We are the soil in which the seed is planted, right? So that seed in this analogy would be the idea, and we are quite literally the soil in which that will grow. It's urging you to dare to do something different with your life and your direction, to take action. So are you willing to follow through and lead the life you are incarnated to live? If you finally find the courage to make the leap, there's a good chance you'll come to ask yourself, wait, why did I wait so long? That's crazy, because didn't I say the Fool is in reverse here? You not taking a leap of faith. And I know I'm headed in the right direction is the affirmation. And the additional meanings are, you are headed for something which feels like destiny. You need to face a fear and get over it. Time to stop obsessing about someone or something. Stand on your own 2 feet. You've got this. And the teaching is the North Node is where the moon crosses the ecliptic going north. It's a karmic point on the horoscope chart that shows us what we need to do and where we need to go with our life to find satisfaction, fulfillment, and happiness. The North Node is the karmic astrological point that reminds us, to paraphrase Andre Gide, that in order to discover new oceans, we have to be prepared to lose sight of the shore. You have to get lost in the emotion of feeling. You have to get lost in this emotion. You have to get lost in this feeling of this is the one. You have to get lost in this feeling. One thing I'm going to recommend to this pile is 100,000,000% law of attraction. You guys have to get lost in this idea of visualizing the life you want and then it coming to be through those visualizations. I think manifestation, going on Twitter and starting to follow some law of attraction accounts, they call them LOA accounts, you'll see LOA and a lot of the bios or a lot of the tweets and whatnot. I think that would be super duper important. And I also think that in regard to this person, I think that starting to open up the doors of showing signs yourself that you're ready, and this could be spiritually. This could be spiritually or it could be physically, but I'm going to go ahead and say I would recommend doing this in the 5D. I would, like I said, watch more of my twin flame videos if you really believe this person could be your twin flame, but you really want to start communicating with this person on the 5D level, and essentially changing your 4D thoughts, and eventually you will see it manifest into your 3D reality. But I'm going to go ahead and close this off here. The answer to your question is yes, this person is stepdaddy material. They want to have new kids with you. They want to help you with the kid or kids you already have. The intimacy between you guys is very, very, very close. It's closer than you think it is. It seems like it's been sexual, but I feel like in the future it could be something that turns into something very serious. All right, guys, I'm off to go ahead and do a little wake window time. We're gonna do a little play time, a little tummy time, and then I'm gonna come back and I am going to record the second portion of this video, which is those who have not been intimate with their crush. I hope that's reached you in good health and high spirits. I am signing off. Okay, guys, baby boy is sleeping, so we're gonna jump into pile number 2, which is the pile that was for if you guys have not been intimate yet. So if you've not slept with this person and you are trying to figure out if this person is stepdaddy material, this was the pile you should pick. Or if you have 2 different crushes, one you have been intimate with and one you haven't. But yeah, so I haven't flipped these cards over yet. I haven't even looked at them, to be honest. I will say this. As soon as I pulled this card, guys, I had this initial feeling of like, uh-oh. It's darkening of the light, maintain a low profile, look inward first, caution and moderation, difficulty, self-protection, and subdue your brilliance. But when I pulled these tarots for the general energy, the question I specifically asked was, is this person stepdaddy material? Upright, yes. reversed was a no. This came up right, and it happens to be the Four of Wands, which is an amazing card. It's happy home, possible country setting. So like pile number one, it feels like this person has a lot of potential, but I do think that we have to be cautious about falling in love with potential, right? This person, it does feel like, could possibly have kids of their own. With this darkening of the light and maintaining a low profile and subduing your brilliance, it feels like you're supposed to protect yourself from jumping into something too fast. With both the first pile and this pile, the sense I'm getting is like patience. Patience is a virtue. We have the devil here, which is jealous or trouble, able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. It feels like there's a lot of self-work that needs to happen, a lot of karmic lessons that need to be learned on both sides, but more of your side. And it feels like the relationship with the father of your child can really impede. I did pick that up a little bit with pile one, but we didn't focus on it too much, and we're not going to focus on it too much here. Well, we're not going to focus on the father of your child's energy, but what we will focus on is how their energy may affect you and may affect this possible situation. We have Nine of Wands here, which is undecided, need to take a step out of the situation, then you will see more clearly. It feels like you're someone who has this crush, may like this person. You could possibly still be tied with the father of your child or feel like you're tied. It's feeling like a karmic red soul tie. And then Four of Cups, money fluctuations, being offered something you may not want. It feels like the father of your child is going to continuously come and make themselves presentable to you. This reading is giving me mega vibes of like good guy, bad guy. Like your father of your child has that like bad guy, leather jacket, motorcycle vibe. There's something that's like attractive about like the rebel versus the good guy vibe, where it's like, you know, they're good, but they seem a little too good. Like they lack that like dangerous feeling that feels like you're living on the edge, which I think is something that a lot of women go through. But I also think that, which is why it's something you're being offered something you don't want. I think you're being offered something by both people, both the father of your child and by this crush eventually, but essentially you don't want either offer. You don't want the bad that comes with the bad guy, and you don't believe you deserve the good that comes with the good guy. I feel like you don't want the boring that comes with the good guy. That's the vibe I'm getting 100%. Is this crush may be a little bit more boring than you think. Now, the only other thing I'm going to say here is that for some of you, you may be crushing on another bad guy. And I think that for some of you, they do have potential, but they themselves come with baggage as well. So if you're someone who knows that the person you're crushing on or is crushing on you is a good guy, then I think that you could get with them and spend a little time with them and get a little bored. But if they are a bad guy, then you're going to know immediately because they're going to come with baggage. I think that one way you're going to know is if your crush had a recent breakup. A recent breakup is giving me vibes of the bad guy, like crushing on another bad guy. But if your guy, your crush, has not been in a relationship in a while, like I'm going to say single for over a year, like 6 months or more kind of thing. No, I'm going to say like a year or more. Then I'm going to say that that person is the person who's the good guy I'm talking about. So if you're having multiple crushes, or like I said, multiple offers from both baby daddy and crush or crushes, that will be how you determine them and how you kind of weed them out, okay? But essentially here, it does feel like crush has potential. Whether it's the good guy, the bad guy, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to be honest. It feels like with this reading that the sabotager, the person who makes it impossible for you guys to be together, is going to end up being you. So I think that I think that what I'm saying 100% is this situation feels like, whether it's a crush, a good guy, a crush, another bad guy, regardless of who the crush is, it feels like this is going to be a short-lived relationship. It doesn't feel like it's going to be long-term immediately. It could have potential to be long-term later, but I feel like we'd have to touch base on another energy later on in life or on a different reading. You might have to come back here in a few months and watch a different reading or something, or book a personal reading so I can dig deeper on a specific energy. But with this specifically, it feels like this is not going to be long-lived, because it feels like there's some shadow work that has to be done. Maintain a low profile, look inward first, caution and moderation. Especially with that moderation, it doesn't feel like you're supposed to introduce this person to your child or your children. Difficulties will be the baby daddy, and difficulties will be trying to find time. That's one of the biggest things coming through for this pile, is that you're not going to have time. You're not going to find time. It's just going to be very, very, very hard. So then we have the Knight of the Oracle, the Flowers of the Night Oracle here. And we have achievement and understanding. Whenever I pull the achievement card, I always know that you have an ancestor looking down on you. And that ancestor is trying to help you or assist you on your path. I'm going to read these from the book, but what I'm going to say is the achievement here is that essentially it's like self-mastery vibes. Like, you want to master self. You are the prize. And I think that that's important for you to know. And that's what this card is really screaming. Like, you are the prize. Like, crush isn't the prize. Baby daddy's not the prize. Like, you are the prize to be won. And you need to hold yourself in that esteem and do not settle for anything less. So with achievement, we have your personal efforts will be rewarded, so keep going. Perhaps you could focus on personal development at the moment to assist you in something you want to achieve. Leadership is indicated in your interaction with someone or your own leadership and management. Community and groups could be a great source of inspiration and assistance to get where you are headed, and you could find yourself publicly praised in some way or needed by a community. Cooperation is necessary, and the part you play in this relationship is extremely important. Be careful of defeatism, which can creep in at moments when you are close to achieving and succeeding. Those last steps are the hardest and longest because they set us on firmer step to the next level. And the affirmation is, I really can do this. And the keywords are achievement, victory, community, leadership, defeatism, and conflict. So you know what this actually gives vibes of, which I've never picked up on before, but I'm picking up a weird, very Aquarian energy. Aquarius is the 11th house. It's all about community. It's all about achievement. It's all about reflection. It's all about inner knowing, but also like a conscious knowing of what's happening in society, in the world. Society is a big thing with Aquarian energy, society, community. So you could have an Aquarius Venus, or you can have just a strong Aquarian placement, or this just could be the Aquarian energy of us being in the age of Aquarius. But overall, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I only put out astrological signs if I really feel inclined to say so, but I'm just using that too as a reference and almost like an anchor point for us to discuss the fact that right now is this time for you. It's important that you find a community, a soul tribe, friends, family, like-minded individuals to surround yourself with, and in doing so, it will bring you closer to this soulmate, stepdaddy person that you're looking for in your life. It feels like the people who are coming through in this reading, baby daddy, crush number one, crush number two, all three, or only one of all of those, are basically stepping stones to bring you closer to what it is that you really want out of life, which is acceptance, validation, understanding, just all together, closeness and oneness with all. It feels like you're very detached from the outcomes of things, and it feels like you're very detached from self and very detached from the present moment, which is what Aquarian energy is all about. They are a detached sign, one of the most detached signs. Between Aquarian and Sagittarian energy, those are kind of like the known to be the most non-committal, and the reason for it is because they're so philosophical. They intellectualize a lot of their feelings, and it could be that you're intellectualizing a lot of your your feelings in a lot of your relationships, which could work to your benefit, but also can work against you. And it's working against you right now because it's exactly what I said in the beginning. You could be falling in love with potential, and it's not even like head over heels in love, because it's not Piscean energy where they fall like head over heels in love. Aquarian and Sagittarian energy intellectualize their feelings, and they intellectualize and logically try to fit people into their lives. They try to fit people in like in puzzle pieces and in a part of the puzzle that they don't really belong. So it could be that you're literally cutting the edges off of a piece of the puzzle in order to get it to fit next to you. And this is really telling you not to. And one of your ancestors, if not your angel guides, if not God himself or the universe, is really stopping you from getting the right scissors to even cut that puzzle piece. They're gonna let this person near you, but they're not gonna let them stay there permanently. They know that they don't belong there. So let's go ahead and read the understanding. This flower speaks of new perspectives and leads us to explore inner wisdoms, which may have been a little hard to find in the past. Empowerment may come from new insights. Regaining control of situations is also very much indicated. Your destiny is in strong focus as well. So what is it going on right now that may help or hinder your path? The sensual aspects of relationships are highlighted, so it's a wonderful time to explore, have fun, and enjoy yourself. A time to celebrate the radiance of your being. Sensitivities are also running a little high, so look to ways to ground your emotions or step back and let them run their course. Challenges you may face include losing perspective, not following your own purpose, and giving away your power. And the affirmation is, understanding and true perspective will guide me. And the keywords are understanding, sensuality, radiance, inner wisdom, destiny, empowerment, and perspective. Yeah. So I really think that this is all about perspective right now. You can look at this person as a soulmate. You can look at this time as, like, you don't have to think about the fact that it's not going to last. This could be a very monumental relationship in your life, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be forever. And that's the vibe I'm picking up. So I'm not telling you that your crush isn't going to be a good stepdaddy. I think they're going to be an amazing stepdaddy. I just don't think they're going to be stepdaddy forever. So it's up to you about how much you want to expose your child to this person or persons, before you know how long it's gonna last. And then the really big thing here it talks about is have fun and enjoy yourself. It could be possible that, I'm not going to tell you who to introduce to your kids. Like, I could care less. It's not my business. But what I will say is you really just have to think deeply about, is this just a fun time? And can you just introduce this person to your children as a friend, and they're none the wiser, and maybe guide them, and I apologize, protect them and guard them from the fact that this person may be staying the night, or like maybe he can come and be around and have a good time with you and the kids, but kids don't see him there for breakfast. Like, they don't have this impression that he's becoming daddy. So it's kind of like, maybe not stepdaddy vibes, but I hate to say it, but like how back in the day when moms would like fornicate with all these guys or whatever, and then they call them like uncles. And I'm not gonna say all these guys, but like, hey, this is your uncle, this is your godfather. I won't say I support or don't support that. Like, I could literally care less what you do or how you discuss or how you like decide to label this person. But I'm just saying that it's something to consider. It's something to think about before you jump into introducing them to your children. Like, as soon as things get hot and heavy, don't just introduce them to your children, and don't put pressure on this person as well. Especially we have the 15 here, which is 6, which is all about that temperance, and it's all about like having the right attitude, and always like it's about like testing the waters before you actually jump in. That's what 6 energy is about. We have the 2-9 energies here, and it feels like there's a cycle that's not closed out, and it could be that that's coming through for me right now, importantly, because it could be that your kids are still closing out a cycle of like not having daddy in the home, or they could be closing out a cycle of just like finally grasping that it's just mommy there all the time right now. And then we have the 4 of Wands and we have the 4 of Cups here, and essentially 4 energy is all about stability. You want to give your children stability, and however you decide to do that is your choice. Once again, not my business, but it's just something to think about. So let's see what the outcome will be, and we'll jump into that energy. Balance, spirituality, and practicality, which is Piscean energy. So I do think that it's exactly kind of what I was just talking about balancing like this practical mindset of being logical But also with the spirituality of trusting the universe and trusting your spirit guides, your angels, to guide you on that path. Because like this understanding was talking about, is there something hindering you or helping you to get on the path of your destiny? And your destiny, like we discussed, is meeting your soul tribe. And I think that that's something that's super duper important right now, is for you to start making choices that will bring you closer to the people who are going to be your forever people, to bring you to your forever home, to bring you to your forever tribe, to bring you to your forever career path, and so on and so forth. You don't want to continuously be in temporary relationships until your last day. It's okay now, especially I'm sensing that you're probably in your late 20s or early 30s, because that's kind of like where my content is shifted to. If you happen to be older than that, then I definitely say, like, don't waste time with any more temporary people. It is time to find your forever person, but that is up to you as far as like how long you want to wait, if you want to keep just enjoying life. And I think that's what the understanding card was really about. Enjoy your life, enjoy, have fun, don't feel guilt and shame, and live life consciously and aware, just like I said, with that Aquarian energy, so that you don't feel regret about things later in life. But yeah, I'm going to close this off here, guys. I hope this reaches you in good health and high spirits. If you guys are interested in personal readings, check out the description below. If you guys are interested in the 18+ reading that I'm going to do in regard to the stepdaddy energy, go ahead and subscribe to my website. It's $7.77. The code will be in the description as well for the first month. It's $7.77. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Bye, guys.